Hello and welcome to The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Amal Rajan. Now, after barely surviving their first Strictly Dance Off, Brian Conley and his dance partner Amy need all the rehearsal time they can get, which is why, before they join us on the sofa, they're getting in another 15 minutes of practice on our piazza.
Oh, you're looking good there, Brian.
Thank you, love. Don't patronise me.
Oh. I think he looks fantastic. I think he's a very good dancer.
Yeah?
I think he's a very good dancer. Listen, also tonight, with us tonight, you're being sarcastic.
No.
Just because you can
Look,
dance.
I've done it. I was terrible. I was worse than Brian.
He's better than I am. Anyway, also with us tonight is a writer and performer who has taken his brand of musical comedy all the way from the Edinburgh Fringe to the Royal Albert Hall.
But you may know him best as the genius behind the smash hit musical Matilda.
You scrubbed that well as well, my friend.
Scrubbed up?
Yeah.
It's all about timing your last wash for me. This is just the right level of dirt.
When was the last wash? Just
I think like 4 days.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You don't like that? No, not the last wash of my body. I wash my
just
body.
the hair.
The hair
Okay,
doesn't get
that's
shampooed.
But you tie up your hair as you're washing your body.
Okay,
Well, I
that's a
do
little
that.
personal.
Let's
I wouldn't want to know that.
I wash my hair every day. I want you to know that.
Do
It's
you
a
with
tip.
shampoo?
With shampoo and conditioner.
You're overdoing it.
Maybe I am. That's why I'm losing it so
Yeah,
fast.
that's right. You're washing it out.
We are massive fans of Matilda, which is one of the things that's brought you to massive fame, of course, Tim. But, you, I hear, have just landed and are filming your first big Hollywood movie role. Is that right? Who are you playing?
Yeah, I'm playing Friar Tuck in a Robin Hood reboot for Lionsgate. It's all filmed and comes out next year. And it sort of came out of... I've been living in Hollywood for the last few years, writing musicals and stuff, and... But one of the parents at school's a producer went, what does that guy do? He's wacky looking. And then through this weird turn of events, I ended up auditioning for this film, which is directed by an Englishman, so he knew of my work.
Yeah.
And suddenly I was in Budapest in a monk's outfit.
But you're saying Friar Tuck, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is what previous Tucks have looked like. Kind of chubby, a bit rotund.
Crazy hair.
OK, so here's a photo that you posted on the set. But... So
is that really
are
you?
you sure you're playing Friar Tuck?
Yeah, I mean, the whole... when they cast me, I was like, should I be insulted by that? But Otto Bathurst, the director who directed Black Mirror and... I can't remember what the other thing was. Oh, it's Peaky Blinders, you know, like amazing director. And he's got a whole new vision. So the whole aesthetic, just like Peaky Blinders, you know, it's like historical, but that's not really what they dress like. He just created a world. Right. And that's the same with Robin Hood, and Jamie Foxx is in it, and Jamie Dornan, and Taron Egerton's, and it's
It sounds like you're having fun, basically. It sounds like you're going to the gym and having fun, which sounds like to be very, very jealous.
Yeah. Well, going to the gym's fun, because I quite like that. Good for the mental health. But the not eating... I don't get...
It's not so great.
Yeah, it's not so
great. All right, we're going to be talking more about Matilda and, indeed, your amazing career in a little while.
Now, Tim, your new book, it's beautifully illustrated. It's a version of the song from Matilda. And before we talk about it, let's have a listen to When I Grow Up.
When I grow up, I will be smart enough to answer all the questions that you need to know the answers to when you're a grown-up.
And when I grow up, I will eat sweets every day on the way to work, and I will go to bed late every night. And I will wake up when the sun comes up, and I will watch cartoons until my eyes go square. And I won't care, 'cause I'll be all grown up when I grow up.
Such a sweet song.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can see you beaming with pride.
I was just remembering that gig because I hadn't played live for a while, and I got there thinking, oh, you know, it's the Proms in the Park, and there's tens of thousands of people there, and then I saw the girls, and they were like, and I was thinking, I'm like, it's nothing, so it made me have to relax, but they were really nervous, as you would be.
Miranda Hart was sat in that very place yesterday, and she was saying that she wrote this book as a children's book as a way of kind of reconnecting with her inner child. And you've written this book, When I Grow Up, which is based around this song. Was it kind of a way for you to reconnect with your inner child as well?
Well, when I was writing Matilda, my wife was actually 7 months pregnant with my second kid, and he was my deadline. I didn't know it was a he.
Deadline.
Yeah, it was like, I've got to get my first draft written before I have this other horror in my life, and so when you're as a partnership, you're pregnant, expecting another kid, and I had a 2-year-old as well. You're really, for the first time since your own youth, you're really reconnecting with that. And I think it probably did influence the way I wrote the song, but it also makes you feel a bit wistful about your childhood and the things you've left behind and the things you thought you would do as a kid. You know, that being a grown-up would allow you to eat all the sweets and stay up all night and climb trees and whenever you wanted, and you sort of feel, sometimes you look back and go, oh, I let myself down. I let my childhood self down, so it's got that nostalgia in it as well that I think came from having kids.
Because being an adult isn't as fun as we thought it might be sometimes.
We need to remember that it can be, just don't walk past swings. You know.
So, looking back at your own childhood then and thinking about, you know, what you wanted to be when you grew up, was the plan always to be a performer, or were there other things that were, you know, that you aspired to be before that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess through my teens, I always wanted to play music, but I never really believed I'd be allowed to do it. Right through my 20s, I didn't really believe I'd be allowed to keep going. I always thought at some point I'll stop and be a teacher or something, which I would have loved, I'm sure. But when I was a little kid, I think because I love my big brother, I still love my big brother. I just wanted to do something with him, and my granddad had a farm.
Right.
And I thought I wanted to be a farmer. But look at me, I was a pretty uncomfortable sort of kid. I think I'd hit myself in the face there. It looks like someone's got to my chin with a drill. But that's my sister on the back and a family friend in the middle. But I wanted to be a farmer, but I was allergic to hay and cows. And every time I go to my granddad's farm, I'd end up with half an asthma attack. And I'd burn. My colouring, like if you put me in a cardboard box at night in winter, in the Northern Hemisphere, I'd still get sunburn. Yeah. You know, and it was over 40 degrees on the farm most days.
Extraordinary journey. So this kind of rural, bucolic childhood almost in parts of Australia, all the way to now Broadway, where you met and worked with, because he cast you in Jesus Christ Superstar, Andrew Lloyd Webber, one of your musical heroes. Yeah. What was it like working with him and meeting him?
It's freaky. I mean, my parents brought me here to London. I was born in England, weirdly enough, and then they brought us to London, all my siblings and I, when I was 10, and I went and saw Starlight Express, and it blew my brain, and I could sing that musical still from beginning to end. In fact, I'm going to.
And tonight.
Control! And saw Phantom and stuff, and then I fell in love with Superstar, deeply in love with Superstar, and I did amateur productions of it as a kid and understudied Judas, and went, one day I'll play Judas, thinking in my Perth head that one day I'd play Judas in a local theatre in Perth. And then years go by, and Andrew owns the theatre Matilda's in, so I'd met him, and then I went to this Broadway production of Jesus Christ Superstar and thought, I swear I could do that. Yeah. And I wrote to him.
Well, you just wrote to him?
I wrote to him and said, I know you're going to think I'm joking, because I was still very much known as a comedian then, still, weirdly. Arguably, I'm better at Judas than... Anyway, I said, you know, I think I could do it. Would you let me audition? And he wrote back and went, we've just cast this arena tour. Seal's doing it. And I went, well, fair enough. I mean, Seal's voice is like... And then Seal dropped out, and they went, can you do it? We have to put tickets on sale next week. And it was the most exciting phone call I've ever had in my life. Would you play Judas? Yes. That's better than anything else I've ever done.
Sounds like you're living the dream.
Yeah, it was really cool. It made my throat bleed. Wicked. That's when you know you care.
Tim Minchin's When I Grow Up, illustrated by Steve Anthony, is out now.
Thank you very much indeed to Brian, Amy and Tim. The book When I Grow Up is out now.
Tomorrow it's all about the battle of the sexes, and we're serving up tennis legend Billie Jean King. We'll see you at 7 o'clock.
See you at 7. Bye.